Invasive species have become a very big problem, especially during the age of technology when we can easily go from one part of the planet to another. This has made it very easy for animals and plants from distant lands to invade ours, outcompeting native plants and causing environmental harm that can affect us all. An invasive species is any animal or plant that is not native to that region. When I say native, I mean that they do not naturally exist in that area without being introduced. What makes these invasive organisms so dangerous is their impact on the ecosystem. Since they are not naturally from that landscape, they have no natural predators, causing them to overpopulate and reduce the populations of their prey. In their natural landscape, there's usually different factors that keep their population under control. Some of these may be pests, disease, or predators. But when they enter an entirely new area, there isn't much that can control them. The spread of these organisms can be on purpose or on accident. A good example of an on-purpose introduction is the house sparrow we are all so used to seeing. These little birds may seem harmless, but they are actually invasive to the entire United States. They were originally introduced from Europe in 1851 to control the population of caterpillars in Brooklyn. After that, it only took around 50 years for these birds to make the entire United States its home. Now let's look at an accidental introduction. Here in PA, we've seen the introduction of the spotted lanternflies. These little buggers have quickly invaded the Commonwealth, sparking a great effort to decrease their numbers. My family and friends would hunt them down and search trees for their eggs to ensure less of them in the summer. But since they're so small, it's quite hard to get rid of all of them. They are originally from Asia, their primary home being in China, India, and Vietnam. It's thought that they arrived here in 2014 on a stone shipment from China, where their egg masses were attached. They were first spotted in Berks County, where their invasion began. Since then, they have spread throughout Pennsylvania and some surrounding states, like New Jersey, where they feed on the sap of countless important tree species, causing them harm and in extreme cases, maybe death. They have been very difficult to contain, but the effort of local government and citizens have proven to be very effective since they are still contained in PA for the most part. But since they have no natural predators, our efforts are not being helped by the environment. Local birds have no clue what this new bug is and can't properly identify them as food. So we'll have to pick up the slack since they threaten our beautiful trees. When spring rolls around, look for the nymphs or baby lanternflies and properly dispose of them, as well as looking for their egg masses in the fall. Their preferred egg-laying areas are on flat bark. This should help us control their numbers. Why are invasive species becoming such an incredibly important issue? Our transportation like cars, buses, freight boats, and planes make it easy for these creatures to take a trip to another land. It's usually not on purpose, but our interconnected travel system has caused for many invasive species worldwide. Even marine animals can be transported on the propellers of boats to completely new areas that they have never existed in. There is a global effort to stop the spread of creatures that can destroy other ecosystems, much like we saw with the effort of lanternflies. The government usually has a plan for containing an invasion. Australia's airports are very regulated and have increased their security. They will usually not allow any fruit or vegetables where insects can latch onto, and always carefully search luggage and bags for foreign plants that can introduce invasive species. Some of this can be seen on the show Border Security, Australia's Frontline. We as citizens must be careful and vigilant of what we introduce into our local environment. If you have an exotic pet, do not release it into the wild. It can cause for an invasive species like the Burmese pythons in Florida. But also be aware of what's going on locally. If there's a new insect, animal, or plant introduced, you can help control their population and contribute to the success of stopping an invasion. We are the backbone of our society, and if we all band together, there is nothing we can't do.